Opening the gates of hell. Pulling out a slab of red-hot steel. Manhandling it a bit. Changing its shape. Take a guess what we're making. The ending might just blow your mind. This is a factory in South Korea. Steel like this, 2,000 pounds a ton. They use 500 tons of it a month, hoisting it up. This guy's skills are off the charts. He uses just one sling to lift these steel plates. It's kind of amazing. They don't fall off. Measuring the dimensions. Starting the machine. Spraying coolant to keep the blade cool. Cutting one of these slabs takes just 25 minutes. The cutting speed is about 1 centimeter per minute. Using an electromagnetic chuck to move the cut pieces to the side. Picking up 2 at a time. Look at that clean cut. The texture is perfect. Jongkwon Kitchen. Opening the gates of the forging hell. Check out these walls. Feels like you're in the 18th level of hell. Time for some action. Putting 5 slabs into the furnace, nice and neat. This furnace is huge. It can hold 20 tons of steel. The temperature in the furnace needs to stay around 1250 degrees. And it heats for 6 hours. Freshly taken steel. The temperature is about 1150 degrees. Even through the screen. I can feel the heat radiating. Firing up the hydraulic forging machine. Flattened on the first touch. Makes me want to try it myself. The heated steel surface reacts with the oxygen in the air, forming a layer of scale. Under the immense pressure and impact, the scale might flake off. Gotta clean it off ASAP. Or it'll mess with the steel's surface quality and the forging precision. Flattening it into a puck. Using a large punch. With the help of the hydraulic press. Easily punching a big hole. Right in the center of the puck. Flipping the puck over. And continuing to press it on the work table. This thick piece of steel can't withstand the hydraulic press. Hey everyone, any of you guys feel a little tightness in your, well, you know. Putting the finished pieces aside until they have enough. Then sending the round pucks back into the furnace. Every time I see the furnace open, it's just so amazing. Heating them again for about 30 minutes. These round pucks are red hot again. This machine is called a rotary expander. The work table starts spinning, rotating the steel, as the roller keeps applying pressure, and the steel rotates. The diameter of the steel gradually increases, and the wall thickness decreases, achieving the expansion. The temperature is too high. To ensure the machine works properly, they need to spray it with water to cool it down. Rotary expansion allows for precise control of the roller's position, pressure and rotation speed, ensuring the expanded ring has accurate dimensions and a regular shape. The surface of the expanded ring is smooth, and the production efficiency is also very high. Look, the whole process is done in less than a minute. After the expansion is complete, they use a special tool to measure the inner diameter and record the dimensions of each ring. These ring-shaped materials need to cool down for a day. Natural cooling can improve the material's properties and stability, reducing internal stress and increasing the material's strength and toughness. After they've completely cooled down, they will be put back into the furnace for tempering, which requires heating for 15 hours. The tempering temperature depends on the type of steel. The purpose of tempering is to eliminate quenching stress and improve toughness. and stabilize dimensions. Putting the steel into a large lathe, adjusting the tooling, and using a micrometer to measure the center and outer diameter distance. First machining the surface and outer ring. The liquid being sprayed is to cool the cutting tool. This takes about 2 hours. Then machining the inner ring, carving a groove in the inner ring. This will accumulate a lot of chips inside. Inner ring machining takes about an hour and a half. No matter how skilled the operator is, they can only process 2 at most a day. Cleaning the chips requires caution. Wear protective gear and use the right tools. These chips can be sold to a scrap recycling station, which is also a considerable income. Using an air gun to remove chips and debris from the ring. Setting it aside for later. This bearing groove is nicely machined. Next, installing the tools on the milling machine. This is a disc-shaped tool. Each saw has a carbide tool. Inspecting and adjusting it before starting work. Replacing any that needed. Starting the switch. The gears are spinning like crazy. The cutting speed is relentless. Like a wolf entering a flock of sheep. Or like cutting melons and vegetables. A strip is cut every 2 minutes. Processing these teeth takes about 6 hours. Each tooth gap requires consistency. Work is complete. Cleaning the tools. Sweeping away the chips and debris from the work table. Honestly, this is a good habit. Taking a machine bearing in a ring. Knocking out the pins inside. Removing the wooden plug inside the ring. Lifting a bearing outer ring. Slowly assembling them together. Taking some bearing balls and cages. Inserting the balls and cages into the holes one by one. After inserting each one, slightly rotating the ring. A total of 250 balls are needed. 2 bearing grooves were machined earlier. Both grooves need to be filled. Cover the ball opening and seal it. Jiggling and testing, the 2 rings are super smooth. But this is not enough. Adding special lubricating oil to the reserved oil filling hole. While adding, you also need to rotate it, to ensure that the lubricating oil can fill the entire bearing groove. Until you can see the lubricating oil coming out of the gap. Then it's time to seal it. Inserting a piece of rubber into the gap between the inner and outer rings. This can effectively prevent foreign objects from entering, and can improve the service life of the bearing. This finished bearing is assembled. Dear viewers, what kind of machine do you think this bearing can be used on? Use your lucky little hand to leave a comment in the lower left corner.